dark room? Check. Very close to the screen? Check. How many years has it been since I played Amnesia The Dark Descent? Could probably check on Steam, but still. Yes, that's right folks, it's that time of year again. It's October, my favourite time of the year. And what else to play that generic horror game that every YouTuber has to play at least once? It's Amnesia The Dark Descent. I'm surprised I haven't played this game sooner, but yeah. I'm going to start doing more Let's Plays, but due to my work schedule, it might be slightly difficult. But I'm going to give this a shot. Now, I never fully beat Amnesia. I got pretty close, but then again, there was a bit of a hard part, but I just couldn't do it. Plus, my computer was a brick at the time, so I barely run it. But let's see how far I can get at least. So we're going to do The Dark Descent. Maybe do a little bit of Justine. Machine for Pigs, don't know. But Amnesia was made by Frictional Games. They made the Penumbra series, and then after all the Amnesia, the trilogy, you could say, they did Soma, which was pretty fun. Don't know what Frictional Games are doing now, but it's probably something. Let's go into The Dark Descent, and let's lose our minds. Welcome to Amnesia The Dark Descent. What follows is a couple of quick messages on how to get the best for your possible experience. Amnesia should not be played to win, instead focus on immersing yourself in the game's world and story. Do not worry about when and how to save during the gameplay, the game will take care of that for you. When you want to leave the game, choose save and exit. You can use continue to return where you last left off next time to start up the game. The world of Amnesia is a dangerous place and you're extremely vulnerable. Do not try to fight the enemies encountered, instead use your wits to hide or run if necessary. Interplay between light is very important to the game, yep. Also make sure you play in a dark room and wear headphones for the best effect. Now I'm using the PlayStation microphone I put in, bundled with the console, so no headphones for me unfortunately. That is all, hope you enjoy immersing yourself in the world of Amnesia. Fictional games. Subtitles, hints. Should affect subtitles. It's probably just going to say gust of wind. Yeah. Here's the. Oh, they've got a commentary mode. Well, that's awfully cute. Alright, let's start a new game. Yes. I don't know how my microphone sounds, or if it's louder than the game, but yeah.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
cement has been added. Go to the liquid trail and point its source. Diaries, notes, none. Alright, access to jump. Trigger is the use key. And right stick is to push and pull. Let's see. I hold that. Oh, that's good. Just practicing the L1 button trick. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, what's the use? Okay, cool. Sanity, crystal clear, oil, journal, tinderbox. Rocks falls, everyone does. Okay. Alright, go this way. Oh. Oh, you can use the D-pad to rotate. Look at it from different angles. Chair. Oh, I was going to say, oh, I bet there's nothing in here. Oh, there is. There's something in there. Let me smash this if I can. Physics. What is? Nothing enough? I visibly see there's something in there. Ah, whatever. Coming with me, Mr. Broom. This place could do with a good dusting. Mop up the evidence. There we go, got some sack of flour. Nope. Slight headache. Oh well. The other children cheered him on, his name voiced steadily rising, pace urging him to do it. Am I really doing this? The young boy thought, and shook his victim with a rock. Pleasant. Okay. Anything of use in here? They're shaking. I'm scared of paper. Yep. Read the Holy Bible. So you can turn squirt, press the oil lantern. Neato. So shaken. Oh. Hello. No fire. Put it in the box. It's a carpet, but you know, well. Come on. Medicine. Must be one of those non-flammable rugs. Should get one myself. I feel like I should look at this note.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Well, sure, okay, me. Let's do that. just walk back? No, there's gotta be more to that room. Ah, that was right. The door slammed shut behind him, and he knew he would never see the old tailor. Lone soul seemed appropriate. Another lone soul in London seemed appropriate somehow. Oh my god, running. Yes.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Some sort of organic tissue blocks the path. Can it be dissolved? Stuff and plant cannot be torn by your hands or tools. Oh. Chest. Now I think there's like the cowardly ending. I think you can melt it down. I'm not so sure. But I don't want to go for that. I just want to actually, beat the game. So, where do I want to go? Does it not tell me what? Oh, the wine cellar or the laboratory. But I do like alcohol, so wine cellar will go to. Oh, it's locked and cannot be opened without a key. Joyful. Ah, fine. Oh, but the laboratory, can I go in here? Alright, we're going into the lab. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. Hazel remained hidden in fear she too would be punished. Cough. Ugh. Dusty. I don't know where the light is, but that's blocked. So, I couldn't tell if that was mold or dead rats. Probably both. Hello there. I've been meeting you soon enough. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes for my most recent experiments have taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, many are stained by the fumes, and it will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. have been moved from the laboratory to the wine cellar. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we gotta go to the wine cellar. We need to find the key for... Oh.
So there should be more coop rats. Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
Chemistry pot. Early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former components lacked the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calomile and orpiment are given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua riga instead of aquafortis, and hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. Words. The solution is highly acid. I guess that's to say the solution is highly acidic. You know, you're going to fit so much. Improves practical to put any except for detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution. Should be handled with the greatest care. Might be able to use the recipe, but I'm using hope that I'll find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Oh yes. Got doors or a thing. Alright, fine. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I would be able to go on. I would find myself doing terrible things. I take comfort in you. So long as I'm able to think of you as live a long life together, I'm no better than the others. I weep for them. They lost for power without restraint, or only I crave for judgment, or for a safe return. The memory, keep the memory box. Open. Alright. Entrance hall. Fragrant taste of rose lingers most. Turkish delights, he thought, like the ones the consulate in Constantinople. Don't worry, lady, I will protect you. Hold up. Won't budge. No, I'm not breaking my back on those stairs. I won't budge. Archives. Travelling to Dover meant going through Canterbury. He made sure to pay a visit to avoid the sense of guilt connected with neglect of family. Alright. Hello, door. Rare books. Ooh. I do like a good tome.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk.
How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Cool. Nothing. Can we open the curtains? No, okay. Get a good feel for the place. God damn, that artwork is pretty. Yeah. I'm useless, I can't even play an instrument.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Yeah, I see something. Fragile, but not breakable by hand, you say? Why, I believe a chair could be in use. Or brick. Or which chair? Piano chair! Maps.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Smash. Alstead and Brandenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Alstead, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbour, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains just with scattered lakes, as it's picturesque as can be. I'll bet the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travellers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it is certainly serve as exciting entertainment. Most of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motives. Excuse me, that keep reappearing. Oh god, there's even more. Oh, that's a lot, but I'm going to read it anyway. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War, and it said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies rot by their tainted souls have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside the damp, burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark schemes do they follow? A visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. A well-known erudite visit Alstead at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, as he mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northern western glades, only to be never seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He has missed the notion of ever visiting Alstead, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was the mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The immortal Baron. The Baron of Brandenburg lives a reclusive life with his family in his castle near Ostend. Like most of those noble birth, rumours are inherent alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular through his presumed lifetime. The family was always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring have never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact one and the same. He came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders of this country. Just like the folklore. That's a good tale. It's kind of spooky. Oh, I'm out of... My eyes are a bit screwy now. I'm looking at the text, or was that just the screen, or was it just me? I don't know. But I have to oil up my thing here. Where's the book? Where's the book? There we go. Regarding closing of the wine cellar. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brandenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave, or they will starve, whatever comes first. Or rot for all I care. Maybe I'll feed them some wine. It would in a sense solve both my problems. Time for spooky monsters. Oh wait, there was a rock slide. Oh, how do I get out of here? Oh! Local history. Oh, tones. That's what I was looking for. That's a good tone. Bloody, it won't budge. Oh, it won't budge, you say? Make it budge.
May 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. Spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Hope this isn't some Lovecraftian. Oh wait, this is totally Lovecraftian, ain't it? Got the key, so now I can skedaddle. A handful of sand trickled from the crumbling stone ceiling and pushed down onto the brim of his hat. He braced himself as the cavern suddenly shifted and settled. Let's see, we can only go for another. Oh. Ow! Motherfucker. Okay, ow. Alright, this place is getting spookier. To the wine cellar. Yes. Oh, I have to visibly use the key. Oh, it's like a point and click. You just go, boom. The statues were praying, gazing into the dark, domed ceiling. Now, I don't know how long I've been playing this for, but once we load in, I'll have to give out the outro. I just wanted to. Ooh, it's dark. Let me just go downstairs real quick. Where it's somewhat bright. After this.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm in the wine cellar. There's a bunch of wine here and a bunch of torture instruments, diving tools. Stare at the light. It's pretty. So I'll have to leave this part here as we explore the wine cellar in the next video and melt the goo. So I don't know if I'll be able to get another episode out tomorrow, but it's October. I have to do something spooky, and, well, how more iconically spooky can you get as a subpar, less than subpar Let's Player? You gotta do Amnesia, it's Halloween. So I'm gonna do the stereotypical YouTube outro, because it's what you have to do. It's like a ritual to appease the YouTube gods. So please like, comment, subscribe, favourite, hit the bell to be notified, or notification squad. I don't think I could just hammer in that, but anything else to say? Well, other than I hope you have a lovely October. It is going to be quite a fun time for this channel. Some spooky nonsense. I've been your host, the Spooky KDB, not the Grey KDB, but the Spooky KDB, and they come out once every October and do spooky things. So other than that, we'll see you next time in the wine cellar. Bye for now.